Hello, I am Mr. Orange and this is video hashtag 486. In this video, I'll be talking about 16, Season 1, Episode 4. It's called A Lime Tea Party. But before we get into this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. The episode starts off with the gang finding out about Mighty Weasels being in town. Mighty Weasels is basically a band. The boys and Nikki are obsessed with this band. Also, from hearing their conversations, we learn that Jonesy was at a party. Also, Jonesy sounds gross when he's objectifying women. We also learn that Wyatt has a crush on his boss. Take that as however as you will. In the next scene, Jonesy starts hitting on Charmaine the barista, which is cute, but he does lie to her about a job he doesn't have. But as soon as Charmaine finds out that Jonesy has been lying to her, she slapped him in the face. It was a funny scene and Charmaine gave a funny reaction. However, Charmaine should have been fired for slapping an underage customer. I do think Charmaine is pretty and I like her style, but she's not all that interesting as she doesn't have much depth to her. I don't think we get enough of Charmaine in the show. Wyatt didn't have enough money for his coffee, so Serena paid it for him. So it must be awkward having your boss pay your coffee for you, or especially your crush having your coffee paid for you. In the next scene, it doesn't seem like Caitlin is taking her job seriously. She spends more time goofing off than doing her job. Jen drank a lemonade that Caitlin gave her, but it tasted disgusting. I also find it interesting that the Big Squeeze only sells lemonade. I mean, businesses don't last if you're selling only one thing. So in real life, the Big Squeeze would not have lasted this long. In the next scene, Wyatt has 2 tickets for the Mighty Weasel concert. So Nikki and Jude compete with each other for the ticket. I don't mind this plot line. It's just a fun competition between friends. But if I was Wyatt, if I had to pick out of the 2, I would pick Jude. But that's just me. In the next scene, we find out that Jonesy has a new job at the party line. I think this is a fun job because this means that Jonesy and Caitlin can hang out with each other. I wish I could see the party line in the future episodes, just to see how the gangs hang out with each other. In the next scene, Nikki is bored at Khaki Barn. She calls Caitlin to give her some scoop, and they find out that Jude has bought coffee. And Nikki suspects that the coffee is for Wyatt, so he's gonna butter up Wyatt with this coffee for the tickets. So in the next scene, Nikki goes off to speculate, and she finds out that her theory is true. Jude was buttering up Wyatt for the tickets. Looks like it's game on for Nikki and Jude. I also love this scene where Nikki goes into a photo booth and there are kissing couples that get interrupted. I thought that was funny. I also find it annoying when they always kiss each other all the time. 4 episodes in, and we finally meet Caitlin's boss. He is called Big Steve. He's kind of like a stereotypical cowboy. He doesn't show up a lot in this show. Overall, I don't have strong opinions towards him. So because of Caitlin's antics with the Big Squeeze and stuff, it's revealed that the sales are really down. And because of Caitlin's lack of responsibility, Big Steve is trying to move the lemon to a different mall. This means that the gang can't hang out with each other. Hearing the bad news, Caitlin rushes to Jen and cries for advice. I do really hate it when Caitlin cries in the show. It's such an annoying sound. But good thing we have people like Jen who can give you an advice. So Caitlin wants party ideas, and Jen suggests Christmas in July. You guys let me know if Christmas in July sounds good to you. I'm not sure for me. If it was Halloween on July, that would be a better idea. In the next scene, Nikki and Jude are still competing for Wyatt's tickets. It's still fun, but there's nothing interesting I could add here. In the next scene, the gang try out the Christmas in July thing at the Big Squeeze. However, the party is really lame compared to Jonesy's lime party. Jude, Wyatt and Nikki even ditches themselves. I mean, could you blame them? Jonesy knows how to throw a party. So Jonesy comes over to encourage Caitlin and Jen to come over. Jen was kind of rude to Jonesy though in this scene. And I feel like I'm on Jonesy's side here. First of all, why can't Caitlin and Jonesy work in the line together? And this is the first time ever like Jonesy wants to get fired. And I can say that Jonesy made a success out of this job. So why should Jonesy quit for Caitlin? And even if Jonesy was fired like casually in the line, there will still be vacancy for other employees. So why can't Caitlin be like one of the employees? I just feel like Jen was a little bit hard on Jonesy here. Besides, in the first episode, Jen and Caitlin both work together at the Lemon, so why can't Caitlin and Jonesy work together at the Lime? So we find out that Caitlin is so dumb that she forgot to add sugar to lemonade. But I'm guessing this is an American version of lemonade. It's where you add water, lemon and sugar. Like in the UK, a lemonade is like a lemon flavoured soft drink. Kind of like what 7-Up and Sprite is. But if I was Caitlin, instead of making it from scratch, why not just buy lemonade and resell it? And does she just need to make lemonade? Why not make other drinks too? I swear I don't understand how this bar stands still running. In the next scene, Nikki almost wins Wyatt over. She tells Serena how good Wyatt is. So according to Nikki, hearing good things about a guy from a girl is a goal to another girl. You let me know if that's true or not. I don't know about you, but I would think that Serena would suspect that Nikki is into Wyatt. I don't know, I'm not an expert. But Nikki does kind of help Wyatt out though. Like we all know that Wyatt's in the country section. Nikki kind of persuades Serena for Wyatt to be in the punk section. I don't know about you, if I was Serena and Nikki was coming over to me talking about Wyatt, I would think she's weird. Like, could you imagine being a boss of a star and some 16-year-old coming up to you like this? I do think this whole scene is kind of inappropriate though. Like, Wyatt in canon is a 15-year-old. Like, his birthday hasn't come up yet. I kind of do feel sorry for Serena, but I also don't feel bad for her either. Like, Serena is an adult, and I do get it. Like, if you're an employer, you kind of do have crushes on your employees and your bosses. I'm sure that's normal in like workplace scenarios and stuff. And I'm also sure like bosses and like employees can date. I'm sure that's happened before. But Wyatt is a freaking teenager and Serena is an adult. You guys let me know what you think of this. Because I don't know. I don't want to come off as like insensitive. I think the worst thing about this scene is Serena's line. Like Serena says, he is kinda cute. Like girl, he's a minor. In the next scene, Josie proceeds his plan on getting fired from the line. And Caleb starts making decent drinks. Meanwhile, Nikki and Jude are still desperate in winning Wyatt over. The party goes too far, and some people push the lime down and starts rolling towards Jonesy. Oh my god, that's really dangerous. Like, think about how heavy that lime is. We do see Charmaine hitting on Jonesy. I also hope she's a teenager too. So after all that, Jonesy gets fired. So was it a selfless act? Okay, I can agree that Jonesy did something selfless. If not, it's kind of reckless. It's less that he's selfless, and it's more likely that Caitlin is selfish. Also, did the lady need to shut the lime down? Also, why can't there be two big fruit in the mall? If Jonesy wanted to, he could choose to close up at certain times, so it helps Caitlin boost up. Also, Jonesy and Caitlin can compare their sales. Like, why not work together as competitors? But also, like, Jonesy and Caitlin are friends. Of course, they're gonna help each other. I just feel like Jonesy sacrificed for nothing. I kind of hate Wyatt in this scene. Like, he goes hard on Jonesy for getting fired. Like, Nikki does it too, but at least she apologizes. I just think he comes across as arrogant in this scene. Like, you know that Jonesy did this for Caitlin. So why are you being harsh on Jonesy for? And he has some nerve talking about how Jude and Nikki were selfish. And then he acknowledges that Jonesy is selfless. Anyway, we find out that he gives the tickets to Serena, his boss. I also don't get this scene where like Nikki and Jude are getting mad for this. Like it's Wyatt's choice, not theirs. The ending kind of made me feel sick. Like when I was younger, I used to think Serena and Wyatt were cute. I honestly didn't see much problem with this relationship as a kid. But now I'm older, I can see a lot of problems with this relationship. Like if they were in this like same age range, like if they were both adults, I could see how like I can defend Serena. Like spoiler alert, like Wyatt's a total jerk in this whole relationship. At least that's how I felt as a kid. Like I always felt like Wyatt was always in the wrong. I honestly didn't know what they were thinking when making the show. And honestly, I really don't mind all the like inappropriate jokes and innuendos. Like I really don't mind that. It's the fact that like these characters are like practically minors and they go out with people who are much older than them. That's where I feel like it's icky. I also can see like people's problem with like Jonesy fetishizing women. Yeah, I also have to remember that like he is like a teenager. Like these characters are teenagers. They don't know anything better. And they have room to learn and grow to become better adults. So it's easy for me to give these characters some pass. But I really don't know. Let me know what you think. So that's it for this video. I think my favorite thing about this episode was Jonesy. Like he really showed that he can be a really good guy. I think my least favorite thing about this episode are like people being hard on Jonesy for doing something selfless, especially Wyatt and Jen. Like I feel like Wyatt was more worse than Jen. But honestly, I feel like I only enjoyed Jonesy in this episode because the other characters have had their problems in this episode. Like for example, Nikki and Jude like attacking Wyatt for giving tickets to Serena. I feel like that was out of order for them. And Caitlin being selfish towards Jonesy. I feel like in this episode, Jonesy was the only one who was self-aware. Anyway, that's my summary for this episode. Overall, I did enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe and have a lovely day.